I'm turning round, round, following my feelings crazy, narrow bound, searching for brothers in arms, turning round, round, following my feelings crazy, narrow bound. Here we are, here you are, here I am, moving towards invincibility.
Hello friends, I'm greeting you. Very welcome in my space, Légion étrangère, French for Legion. No coffee, no worky. Yeah, very perfect this coffee. Today let me tell you a story about trust and confidence, and how trust and confidence in my officers I had in the French for Legion worked my positive mindset. I give you two stories. The first one was or happened in 1994 or 1995. I don't remember very well. I did my CM2, what means Certificate Militaire number 2, or second degree. It's to become Sergeant Chef. And I was in Castelnaudary. It was kind of career course, very important for me. When it comes to the end, we all had to do an exposé. Exposé, 20 minutes. They gave you a subject and you had to work it out and then present the exposé to a bunch of officers, high staff officers, like Lieutenant Colonel, I think there was even a general. So you have to hold a speech in front of them for 20 minutes. And of course, in French language, I was not French, I was German, but I have been in the French Foreign Legion since 9 years. And they expected to do an exposé, perfect exposé in French language. And I worked my exposé before. I worked it out. I studied my exposé. And for me, my exposé was perfect. And when the day X came, 2 minutes before I had to go out there to the big room, in front of all the officers sitting there and watching me, in front of the general, I said to me, myself, and no, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I was absolutely no more sure about myself. I thought I was the biggest loser on earth. I had fear. I was afraid. I couldn't talk. Sweat was running down my face. My knees were trembling. And I thought to myself, no, Thomas, I cannot do it. I won't go out there in front of all these officers and tell them about my exposé. I cannot do it. Impossible. Impossible. I had fear in my heart. And then the moment came, I had to go out. I went in front of the publicum. I looked at them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 12 high-ranking officers. I had no voice. I wanted to start my exposé, but nothing came out of my mouth. My knees still trembling. And sweat still floating over my face. I was like paralyzed, And this moment lasted for me, for hours. But it was at least for 1 minute. And also some officers in front of me start to looking at their watch and making like this, But I couldn't speak. Impossible. I couldn't speak. Suddenly, I heard a voice in the middle of the bunch of officers. A man was speaking, and he only said, Gast, en avant. I were looking at the man. He was an officer too, a commandant. And immediately, I recognized him. I knew perfect his voice. I recognized his face finally. You know who was this gentleman, this commandant, talking to me? Gast en avant. It was my old captain from the 3rd Company of the 3rd REI, 3e Regiment étranger d'Infanterie, Captain Marta. So he was commandant right now. 2 words. Gast en avant. Crazy. I looked in his eyes and I started with my exposé. And it was the best exposé this day. We had about 20 other exposés from other applicants, but mine was the best. And now I will tell you who was Martin. Martin, as I told you before, was my old commander-in-chief of the company of the 3rd Company of the 3rd REI. And he was maybe one of the best officers I met in the French Foreign Legion. When I was to go to the caporal's course in 86 in French Guyana, I was ordered to meet him, go to rapport. I remember very well. And I knocked on the door. Come in. I opened the door. I presented myself. And Martin ordered me to come closer to his desk. From outside we were hearing the voices of the peloton CME singing. It was the peloton of Major Falco, Adjutant chef in his time. And they sang a German song. The song was The Windmill. You know the German song, The Windmill? Es steht eine Mühle im Schwarzwälder Tal. And Martin ordered me to come to the window and he told me, look down. What do you see? And I said, Mon capitaine, this is Falco. And his peloton. And he told me yes. He nodded. And you know what? You are gonna be like them. One of the best caporal of the regiment, of my company and of the regiment. But you must trust me. And I want you that when you join the peloton CME to give your best. I order you to give the best of yourself. I order you to give 100% of your body and of your brain. Are you ready to do this for me? And I said, Oui, mon capitaine. And then he said, Gast, en avant. And you know what? 2 weeks later, I started with the peloton caporal, the caporal's course. And 5 weeks later, when the examen was here, I remembered his words, Gast en avant. And I gave everything I had in my head, in my heart, in my stomach, and in my body. And guess what? I finished first of my class. And now, Commandant Marta was sitting in front of me in Castelnaudary 10 years later, and he ordered me Gast en avant. And I did the fucking best exposé they have ever seen. Imagine this. You know, Martin, as we have been in French Guyana, he was one of the officers. When you made a banane, when you made a mistake, for the mistake going normally to jail, you had to go to report to him. And most of the time, He ordered you to come close, and then he looked straight in your eyes and told you, you have done a big mistake. It was a failure. What you have done was bullshit. Come closer. And then he gave you a punch with his fist on your chin. Boom! Tu peux disposer. What means you can leave. And the story was done. No inscription in the Carnet du Chanson. No registered for whatever crime or whatever mistake, whatever, and give you a misfortune or a hindrance for your further career. Nothing. Just come closer. What have you done? Tell me the story. Then you told him the story, how it was. And then, boom! Tu peux disposer. And that's it. No inscription nowhere. Nothing what can bring you a disadvantage, or nothing could be a hindrance for your further career in the French Foreign Legion. And this was Martin. He was a chief of bandits, like Captain Mattei was. Captain Mattei, the Corsican officer from the 3rd REI, also in the Vietnam or Indochina War, because he was a leader. And Martin also was a leader. You know, we had Martin in our skin, in our heart. He was always with us. And as I told you before, 10 years later, I met him in Castelnaudary. And I will always remember his voice, Gast, en avant. And today, even today, in the year 2023, when I have things to do, big things, and when I'm afraid, when my heart is full of fear, when I hesitate in life, I always can hear Martin's voice telling me, Gast, en avant. And then the fear is blown away. And I know that I can achieve everything if I want to achieve things. And there's no doubt for me that Martin was sent by God. Yeah, no doubt. Once there is the moment to come when I will die, when I will leave the earth, when my soul will leave the body, and maybe I have fear, maybe I will be afraid leaving my body. But I think that in this moment, just before I close my eyes, I can see the face of Martin, and I can hear his voice ordering me, Gast, en avant, en avant. So, brothers, just stay safe, take care of you, have trust in your heart, have confidence. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks being there. If you can do something for me, just recommend my channel. Tell your friends out there that Thomas Gast, the Legionnaire, has a new channel now, this one. And stay with me here on my channel with honor and fidelity, as I stayed in the French Foreign Legion with honor and fidelity. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.